So this sort of initial checking process can prevent any of the long and drastic overdoings. So for example, you may start a project like this, but don't have any time for checking in the first 2 or 3 days. And so you start the modeling process. But if you get to any of the areas like these that have issues, instead of 1 or 2 days, they can set you back 10 or 15 days. And you will have to spend that time redoing these parts and getting rid of the issues. But if you spend 2 days on checking the whole file and marking the issues and then sending them to the advisor, it can help you severely, because the kind of projects that we work on have deadlines. For example, you have to complete the project between a deadline of 2 or 3 or 5 months, and then going through these steps can help you to optimize your time and how you manage the project. And as you know, time management is one of the most important elements when you're handling a BIM project. I may spend a day or two on checking these issues out, but on the other side, it can save me 10 or 15 days of extra work and redoings, and I can do the project much quicker, much more carefully, and much more professionally. Now we can do this in the studio section as well. So first, let us connect this. Alright, now that it's been connected, I can go here and select the add option and then new project. I can name it, for example, or we can go about this another way and work with the same name that we had in the previous project. So from the new project option, I can select this and then name it BIM project. Hit OK. Alright, now I'll have to scroll through these categories to see if this will be added to the projects that we have in the studio. Alright, now that it's been added by the name BIM project, I'll go over here and then select the BIM structural file and then delete it from the menu. Alright, hit yes on this. And then I'll proceed to the BIM project itself and do the folderings and all of them in the project. Alright, so we go over here and open up the project invitation menu, and as we said, we have the address book option, in which we said you can add the email address of any of your colleagues or the company that you're working with, and you can specify which people have had key roles in the project itself. That I can be the project manager, for example, or the head of the mechanical design team, or head of the structural design team. Basically, you can add up all the important people that had handled the projects, because the coordination of the project will be done according to them. So now I can go over here and create a new folder and call it architecture, and then another folder which I'll name structure, and then create a new folder again and we'll name this one mechanical, and then another one which we'll be naming electrical. Now for this project, we won't be actually entering the electrical phase of it, because the project is quite simple in this phase. So then hit OK. And now that we've done the folderings, I can open up the mechanical folder, then right click here and select the upload files option. Now here I can select add and then open file, and then I'll add the file that we've already opened in this part. And as you can see, it says uploading up here, and you can see the bar filling up in here. Now the file that will be uploaded will be sent to the contractor or any of the people that you've invited in this step of the process, and it will be visible for them to see. But in order to do so, they need to have already installed the application itself. Now this is the first method of doing this, or you can go about this with the other systems that I've already mentioned, the first one of which is pCloud Drive, which we have here. We can go over here and select the add new sync option and then choose local folder. And now I can go over to the destination where the file is saved in and select it. So here, open up the mechanical folder and then the files, and it's here. After that, I'll select the add sync option so we can add it to the cloud. So after doing that, I can go over to the shares tab and then select the invite to folder option. Now I'll select the folder that I've just added and then hit OK. And then we have the menu that says invite to folder. Now in the invite more collaborators section, you can write the email address of your co-workers or contractors. For example, I'll write this email address. And then on the right, we have the options that say can edit or can view. Now, as the name suggests, this is about the authority of your collaborator, which was depending on their position. We can put it on view for a normal operator, but if it's a supervisor, we can put it on edit as well, so they can change it to, for example, if it's the mechanical supervisor, I can give them permission to edit the file, but because it's a mechanical file, I'll limit the access of the structural supervisor to just viewing it. And as you can see, we can add the explanations in the end and then hit send invitation. Alright, so now I'll close it and then go over here and open up the Yahoo. And as you can see, I have the email itself, which I can open up and see the explanations. And now I can select the accept request option, which opens up the pCloud space. And as you can see here, we have the description where the file has been sent from, the name of the file and the permissions, whether we can view or edit as well. And so you can select the accept share option, which opens up the browsing menu. And then I can open up the review cat files folder, then this one, and then select it and then hit the accept share. Alright, then click on open. Oh, it seems like I'm actually sharing it for myself. So I should go to the shares tab over here, then open up the selected folder, and let's see, it doesn't actually show the folder itself. So let's go back to the pCloud drive and then hit stop on these other processes so we can get this as clean as possible, and then go over to the shared with me tab. Alright, my shares, then select this folder as well and hit a stop. Okay on this. Alright, so let's go back to the review cat files folder and see. Oh, it seems like it's empty inside. So let's go over to the selected file that we had previously. From this destination, open up the mechanical folder and then files. And it's this one right here that says level 1. It hasn't been uploaded yet. So it seems like the problem was actually the speed of the upload process, and it may take some time for now. So I'll close this and then go over here. So as we said, this is another method of sharing your files with your colleagues. But another way of doing it, as we said, is in the Bluebeam review itself, which is an actually online process, which means now that the file has been uploaded here, I can close this. Let me just minimize this and then zoom in the plan to get a better view. Now we can select the plan and convert it to a PDF file and send it. So now let's see how we can check the file itself. So basically you send the file to your collaborators, whoever it may be. Let me go over here in the AutoCAD file and select this piece, then hit Ctrl C, Ctrl N, and then open. Then I'll paste it here. So as you may know, a lot of the time your collaborators select the file and then edit it and then send it to you. I'll hit M to move this over here, then CHAM, then enter, then hit M to move this over here. Or let's see another point where we had the Iranian toilet on top of the beam where it was. Let's see, for example, we can go over here, then select this and move it over here, and then select this one and then move it over here. Then connect this to this point, and then we do this here as well. All right, then I'll select this, and using trim, I'll fix it up like this. All right, so after that, hit enter here, and then select these and move them right over here on top of this line, and then rotate them. All right, then create a reference line here, and then according to this, we move it here on top of the line, and then using M enter, we'll move this over here.